There was such a long pause. I'm Barnaby. I don't know how to start things. I'm Barnaby, your DM of the Imaginary Tavern. Below me are all these wonderful adventurers who have been having a great time. Nothing's been intense. Nothing's been, no dilemmas, no quandaries. It's been really sweet and lovely. But who are you and how are you finding this?
Oh, I'm quite lovely. My name is Pignut Fiddlehead and I'm played by Mark. It's the wrong way around. Moving on.
Hi, I'm Baskia. No, I'm not. I'm Sarah. I'm playing Baskia Kiryndur. I did a long breath because that's what Barnaby did. Now I have regrets.
Of course, I'm going to cut out my long breaths, so...
No!
'Tis I, Topiary Erda, played by
Bong, bong, bong. Brilliant. Hi, everyone. We're back. Episode 8, which is definitely episode 8, because we did have a little bit of a worry, didn't we? But we are back on track. We are recording an episode. It's going well. Last time you were traveling up a massive mountain. You fought a Yeti mother and their Yeti tyke, getting the Yeti mother down to 1 hit point and the tyke fast asleep in its arms. You were attacked by some crag cats who were pretending to be a screaming woman up the mountain. But we're just tricking you, and then you found Asterix, the screams which you heard, which probably was her screams from maybe a day or so ago, as you found Asterix frozen at the top of the mountain. You also got some boots off a frozen dwarf. You also encountered another vision, another arrival of this snowy, owl-beared, horned creature at the top of the mountain who glared down at you. You rescued the only surviving member of this adventure party. I've completely forgotten her first name because her last name is Fishfinger. So
Perilou
Fishfinger. It's because it's on a different. My notes are here and it's not there, and I'm so bad with names. You got back to town where you reunited Garrick and Keegan, and you also learnt that Targos... Oh, it's not Targos. Once again, rubbish with names. Torge's traveling merchandise. She's her own brand. Had traveled towards Bryn Shander, the largest town. You are after Torga and her merchandise. What's the actual word I'm trying to say? Torga's
Merchants.
Traveling merchants. Torga, the traveling merchant, and her merry band of bodyguards, one of which is Sefik, the man who murdered Oris, the town speaker of Tourmaline, all those sessions ago. Maybe today you will get vengeance. And as you entered Bryn Shander, a pyre had just been built and lit and tied to the center pillar of the pyre was Denzal, the wizard you had met of the Arcane Brotherhood, who helped you, or who you helped him find information about barbecue sauce, the monster in Brennan. But anyway, we are here. We are in Bryn Shander. Is there anything else anyone wants to touch on? Is there any defining moments of last session?
Is it Denzel or Denzal? I feel like
Denzal. He goes by many names. It depends what I, as the DM, say.
I feel like I've
session.
been rude. Okay.
He will respond to both.
Oh, great.
Denzel, I think, is how you meant to say it, but then every now and again I go Denzal because it sounds a bit fancier. Oh God, I'm a loser.
When he's on a pyre about to die.
It's Denzal.
Yeah.
So, As the three of you stand in Bryn Shander, which is the largest town of 10 towns in Icewind Dale, where usually there would be a hustle and bustle of tradespeople. Many people live here who call this their home. It's also the first town you hit if you are traveling up north from other regions of the continent to come into Icewind Dale. This is the first town you hit. It's a big trading post. It's where all of the town speakers meet when they have their town meetings. But right now, you are stood in the center of the square. The sky is dark as always. It is cold, but you are warmed by the fire of this pyre, which is now beginning to consume the body of Denzal as he burns for crimes you are not aware of, but all of these people around you seem to be on board with what has happened. The crowd is huge. Hundreds of people packed into this tight square, either to witness the burning of this wizard or to just absorb the warmth of this fire. And as you stare at this pyre from the very back, listening to the crowd and the hubba and bubba and the crackle, Topiary, the flames hit your eyes for a moment. Maybe your hood lifts slightly and you see the pyre. No one else sees what's under the hood. No. This is for maybe the audience to see. I don't know, but the pyre burning reflects in your eyes as we are pulled back in time 2 and a bit years to Caer Dineval and a cave just outside the town, where Topiary, it's early evening, about 2 years ago, you are alone in your home in the caves. What would you be doing on a usual evening alone in your home?
I've probably been foraging in the day, and I'm preparing stuff. The acorn brandy is dripping away through the distillery, little distillery. I've probably got a pestle and mortar, and I'm crushing stuff up. Yeah, with bottles and bits and pieces.
Yeah, so this chamber is filled with all manner of herbs and spices, and all underlain by this warmth of this acorn brandy, which you have been making for some time, not only just today, but also over your lifetime. This sounds like it might be a staple of Topiary. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good for potions.
Yeah.
Base ingredient.
There's glass vials and small boxes of herbs and all manner of strange liquids all dotted around, and you are sat there in the middle of the room with this pester of mortal when you hear the heavy footfall of someone running down the cavern. In the entrance of the cavern, you see your sister, Stan, stood there in the entranceway, looking at you for a moment. When you turn and look to her, she's usually she's paler than usual. If it's possible for your sister to become pale, her eyes are red and wild. Gather your things, sister. Quickly, we must go. Topiary, are you listening? Gather your things. We must leave this place.
You don't have to tell me twice. What's going on? I'll peck as you tell me. So, I'm going to time at the start. I'll peck as you tell me.
As you start packing, and she sort of enters the room, and your sister says, "Sister, we do not have time for this. Just gather your things. We must go." And she starts grabbing various potion vials. She, like the acorn brandy, which is brewing, she like sort of has a sort of big sack, and she just puts the whole machine in.
I'm just going to catch the jar.
Yeah, do a little bit.
And then, because it'll be dripping into a jar. So I'm going to drink it, and she can drink.
Yeah.
And then throw the beaker.
She does. Like, drinks it, throws it over, smashes. You can see she's usually such a stoic woman and calm, but something has rattled her as she runs around this room gathering your things.
So I would immediately be getting on with it, because knowing how she usually is, and there's obviously some deal. Also, she is my elder, so I see you making notes when I said that.
You've not even finished gathering your things, she grabs your arm and she pulls. She looks at you dead in the eye, very close, and she says, "I'm sorry, sister. This is all the time we have." And she pulls you in. She hugs you, pushes you back, and looks at you. "It's time for us to be quick on our feet. Let's go." And she grabs you and she pulls you from the caverns, running. As you run up through the caverns, she is silent. She's not saying anything. Even though maybe you keep asking what's going on, what's happening, she's kind of muttering to herself, "I knew this would happen. We should never have trusted them. We became too complacent. Come, Topiary, keep up your feet." As you emerge into the East Way, which is the road into Kiryndur, and she heads and she pulls you down the road into Kiryndur proper, which is this small town on the edge of a lake. A scattering of houses on the shoreline, and then up on the hill there's this large castle, the Keir. Beneath it is a small tavern. And as you, before you start descending, you can see the lakeside, and you can see one of the houses, the speaker's house. And outside of it, a pyre is being built. And around it is the 80 so inhabitants of Kiryndur, holding torches. And you can see a man standing on a platform. He is a plump man with a quiff of blonde hair. You hear the man standing on the platform saying, "Months have passed since the winter should have ended. Now we are trapped in this perpetual darkness, and we stand here, our feet frozen to the ice. Our beloved Lake Dinnershire frozen over, knuckle-headed trapped beneath our feet, and vacant from our plates. I have sought counsel from the wise women of the wood." And this is where you can see, and now you recognize, as the memory comes back to you, some frost druids are standing with the town speaker. "Should we survive, a great surge of power must be released to appease the gods. Sacrifices must be made. And who better than the witches of the Eastway?" And before the anger that is bubbling up within you and Sean, you are yanked behind some houses, through the alleyways, as you hear the murmuring of this theatrical man placating to the masses disappears as you are pulled through the streets. She pulls you around the town until you start heading up the hill towards the castle. And in the distance, you can see Lay, one of your other sisters, and Rourke, a human man and owner of the up the hill climb, the Tavern, are ushering you towards them. As you're running, what is going through Topiary's head? What are they thinking?
Oh, big anger.
Yeah.
Big anger.
Lies.
And as you have heard this speech, things began to click into place about what is happening. As you are pulled through the streets, and before you hit the tavern, Topiary, a wind rushes through the alleyways, picking up snow. But it obscures your vision of where you're going, and for a moment you lose the sight of Lay and of Rourke up the hill. But one thing that isn't swept up in this small blizzard is a small temple that sits not too far from the tavern and the castle. A shack, really. A hut. A temple dedicated to Oriel herself. And you feel a pull towards the temple, stronger than the hand of your sister on your arm. Do you go to it, or do you follow your sister?
Make a mental note of it, and I'll go with my sister, because obviously time is of the essence.
Okay. You see the temple swept up in the snow, disappearing, but you still feel the tug of this structure, or there's a feeling attached to this temple, but you can hear now shouts and cries, and in the distance you can hear the townspeople with their torches moving towards the east way, towards your home. But it's a good thing you are heading in the other direction. You reach Lay and Rourke. And Rourke, as you do not have much time. Quick, into the tavern and into the caves. This will take you far out of the city, of the town. You need to go. You need to go quickly. I'm sorry this has happened to you. And Stan sort of goes, do not worry, Rourke. We are very pleased that you are one of the men who do not buckle and bend at the moment of fear, and that something has changed. Thank you. We will look after you in the future. Sisters, come. We must go. Lay is there now with you. Sister, are you all right? I'm sorry we had to pull you from your work. Are you okay?
I'm all right. I drank all the acorn brandy. It won't be wasted.
Good.
Let
Good.
us go from this place.
I would hate those fools to get a hold of your recipe.
They wouldn't be able to recreate it anyway.
Never.
Talentless.
Stupid humans.
Let us leave, and we shall return one day for vengeance, though. These foolish, horrible little things.
Of course. Perhaps in the future some strange monster will be beset on them and feast on them from the shoreline. Come.
We can but hope.
We can but hope. Let us go. And as you all start descending into the caverns, we kind of flash forward a little bit as you emerge out the other side. Stan looks out across the tundra and turns back towards you and Lay and says, Lay, you must go and see if you can find solace with the Goliath tribes of the Spire. See if they have need or the will of hospitality to bring us into their folds. I will go and seek out the tribes of the elk, tiger, and wolf. Perhaps they will take us as one of their own, and we can roam the tundra with them. Little sister, Topiary, you must stay with 10 Towns. Go seek out the people. Perhaps you will find men amongst them who are not as weak and changeable as the ones here. Because there are ones who are stubborn as we are, and will hold on to their virtue like a crab on the finger of a poking finger poking around where it shouldn't be. Or, as Lay interrupts, or stubborn like a tongue frozen to an icicle hanging from a tavern. Go find the good ones, Topiary. Find us a home to come back to, and we shall do the same.
If the good ones can be found, I will be sure to find them.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. And as we are pulled into the future, you find yourself again being pulled at another town, Caer Konig, and another shack, not yet overburdened with priests and frost druids of Oriel, but a quiet place, piled with snow and the cold bites of frost, and you feel yourself being pulled into this temple, into this quiet. There is a small altar at the far end, some chairs, a table with small offerings of frozen meats and extinguished torches and cold coal. As you stand in this temple, this shack, what do you do?
I'm going to walk up and look upon the altar. And then I'm going to kind of squint my eyes a bit and just look over my shoulder, because at the back of the room is a loudly snoring man. And I'm going to walk up to the altar and I'm going to kneel down to pray.
Oriel, dear Oriel, 'tis I, Topiary Erda. I come to you in great need for vengeance. Grant me the power to take my vengeance on those who have wronged me and my sisters.
As you sit there and say these things, an icy wind blows the doors at the back open. Snow scatters across the floor all the way till it hits the heels behind you. The windows begin to freeze. And outside you can see a blizzard is whipping like nothing else. You can feel as if the roof is about to lift off this place. And you hear the thud, thud, thud of footsteps echoing. The whole room feels like it shakes and lifts off the ground and lifts up. The floor is uneasy and creaks. Suddenly it feels like the whole building is suspended in space. And you feel as if you are being cradled. And as you look out through the windows, you feel like you're being watched, although you cannot see anything. All the while.
Maybe if the room moves, he can like fall off the bench.
Yeah, definitely. You look like he's falling with a thud onto the ground as like the whole building so just lurches suddenly, as if angered by this person fast asleep, hitting the deck. A blizzard of snow whips in, covering him in ice and frost. Do you do anything? Or do you just...
Yes, Oriol, I feel your power. Help me. May my vengeance be bloody and cruel.
Just gonna get all hyped.
Yeah, as you hype yourself up, you can feel what is usually a your staff, your stick that you've got, begins to vibrate, and begins to.
What, Barnaby?
Hang on.
Yeah, there's no need
Nothing
to
to
pause
report.
there. It's fine. No. All good.
It begins to shake. And you feel. Fine, tell me what your stick does. Go on. There's nothing in this.
Like a hum. It hums.
The hum.
It becomes hot.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes hot, like almost like the metals. It's metal. It looks kind of almost like wood and natural. It's kind of how the stick always looks, but it becomes like, even if it's not going to be a hot, it's going to be like the whitest heat. It looks like that. Even if it burns and you can't tell if it's burning you with cold or heat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You are holding it. And you feel the heat in your hands. You feel it blistering your skin, but you cannot let go of this the tree-like metal of your staff. As you can see beneath it, it has burned. It has singed the floor of the. Oh my god!
Bing! I'm sorry. We need to contact. I know, I'm welling up. Bing
Let's
has
do a
put in our
flashback.
chat. Bing has put in our chat. I immediately sit on the stick. How are we supposed to get through the rest of
Sarah
the
started it.
That's meant to be a private chat where you go, oh, guys, could we have a break soon? Because I need a wee. Not
my God.
sexual innuendos. Well, that's just not a innuendo at all.
A hot
is it?
vibrating stick. Come on.
it just. I was reading something the other day about that. You remember when the Harry Potter was really popular and they had a broom? It vibrated. And they had to take it off the shelves because it was being used for improper reasons. It was meant to be a kid's toy. Do you remember that?
Is
Like
that written?
in
Is
No,
that
I don't
written in the book?
No,
What? No, it was merchandise.
merchandise.
Oh.
Damn.
I mean, not to
That's
kink
so
shame,
random,
but
Witches are filthy.
Topiary is a 1.
the hot
Made me cry.
metal rod has singed.
Stop it! That doesn't help.
You can't use words like rod.
Do we call it your staff? Your
Staff.
stick.
Staff is
Fine.
not stick.
Stick's good.
No.
Staff is better, yeah.
Staff is better.
Your
Yeah.
staff. Your staff. You are unable to let it go. Your whole hands feel like they're on fire, and it has singed a black mark, a black ring onto the base of the shack of this temple. It becomes unbearable, and you can't help but involuntarily scream in pain when the whole building plummets back onto the ground. Your feet are knocked out beneath you, and you land with a thud on the ground. You don't know how long you were knocked out for, or if you were knocked out at all. But when you open your eyes, the snow that had filled this room is gone. The ice on the windows vanished. And the man is once again upright, sleeping in the pews. But one thing does remain. There is a scorch mark in the floor of the temple. And you feel the faint hum and warmth from your staff that was not there when you entered. And you feel this warmth now as in Bryn Shander, the pyre is burning. And Denzal's body is all but ash. As you stand back in Bryn Shander, this memory fleeting now in your mind.
So even when we've got there, we're just too late to make a difference.
You are so far back in the crowd, the flame is so quick that there is no time. You do see a man near the front of the crowd. Dark-skinned, bald. He's got a like white kind of goatee kind of thing going on, or like what's the one where it's just like here and here? Is that
That's
a
a goatee.
Yeah, that's a goatee. Yeah, whites and with sort of like salt and pepper goatee. Bigger man in a like stocky with a blue kind of like city guard kind of outfit. He stands and he says, "Justice has been swiftly served, and take this as a warning. Those who wish to bring harm to Bryn Shander through acts of murder will be swiftly given to the flames. Now go about your day, take in this warmth, and remember, Bryn Shander will remain as a safe place, and those who wish to change that will be punished swiftly and severely." And Pignut, you recognize this as Sheriff Markham Southwall, the marshal of the town guard. As the crowd begins to slowly disperse, you are left with the shock of how quickly fire works and took apart Denzal and the flames. The speech from Sheriff Markham Southwell is his name. And yeah, the town, Bryn Shander, the biggest town in 10 towns, a trade hub of not only goods but information. This has got the biggest taverns, the biggest inns, the biggest shops. It's got places of information, places of worship. It's where most of the town speakers meet. When they have meetings, it is central, or the center of 10 towns and, in a way, Icewind Dale. It's the biggest city. It's completely walled all the way around, and it's on top of a bit of a hill. So it is incredibly well protected. It has, you can see it has a strong city guard, a strong presence of men and women who protect the city. But you are here in the town square. What would you like to do? What are your directions? What are you looking for? What are you trying to do here?
I'd love to just immediately, in the current circumstances, just try and stop anyone that's around, and just go. Excuse me, we've just arrived here. What were his crimes for a punishment so severe?
And this is a quite a well-to-do woman. She is probably one of the first people to leave, but sort of wanted to get in, get the gossip, guess what's going on. And she goes, well, someone found them murdering some of our local heroes.
What?
That is what I have heard. There have been some wonderful adventurers who have come and gone through the city, but some have stayed. Let me just grab something quickly.
Oh, was there any proof? I hope the man had a fair trial before being chucked on a pyre.
Well, it's not much of a... you probably don't need a trial when you are witnessed by several other members of the city guard. And they see or spot the murder of two very well-beloved members of this town.
Who were the people who were killed? Were they killed? Are they still alive?
She sort of looks down and says, I didn't know them personally, but I have heard of speak and word of them. Kintra and Maverick. They have protected the city walls against goblins with the town guard. They have gone out and helped various other members of 10 towns. They have hired themselves as people to protect people as they travelled all over Icewind Dale. But that is all I know. And I must go home. It's getting late, and I must see to my family. This is a safe place because we make sure bad people cannot do this sort of thing. Swift justice.
You trust your city guard?
I do. I have lived here my entire life. And albeit we are underneath a harsh mistress of this everlasting winter, I still feel safe against whatever can be thrown, be it creature, be it man, or be it the elements. Bryn Shander will survive whatever hardships come our way. Goodbye.
When she goes and is out of earshot, I'll say to these two, it's unbelievable what people will do when they feel like they need to survive. As in, people will just mindlessly... Do you think Denzel did this?
It seems very out of character. But I mean, if somebody witnessed him do it, I mean...
Who in the town guard, though?
Do we trust them? I mean, somebody else could have killed them, and then they just put the blame on him to get him out of the way.
He's part of that order, but he was a little bit like, oh, I don't trust the other people, the other brotherhood. I'm wondering if there's something
All I know is we cannot trust any of them. We didn't know Denzel, but of course we did not know. We don't know what has gone on here. Let us not mention that we knew him.
Smart. That's a really good idea.
Let us go undercover.
Yes. Lying is good.
And lying low is even better.
Can I have a little look, see if Torga or Zephic are around?
Roll me a perception check.
Can I lift him up to help him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like
Great.
put you over the top
You're
of
great.
me.
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be like-
over, and you're gonna be standing on top of me.
Great. On my tippy toes, on her shoulders, and I'm going to use my ears like an antenna, trying to gauge where they are. Oh, well, 17.
Yeah, so 17's great. It's hard to see and distinguish person to person in the throng of people through the center of town. You do not see Torga, but you can see some market stalls and some shops along the side of the town square. You can see black iron blades, which is a smithy. You can also see, and you forgot that this is where it was, but you see a sign on a largish building, a 2-story building, quite wider than the rest of the buildings in the square. You can see written above the door, it says Elsa in Sylvan.
Oh. So over there is Black Iron Blades, which is the local smithy. And there is, well, I think it's my house, that big 2-story house. But, yeah. Can we go say hi to it?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Wait, but do you know who's there? Like, what's the vibe? Do we need to...
Well, see, that man that spoke earlier, Sheriff Markham Southwell, he's sort of taken it over and he's sort of using it as, like, a storage for, like various sort of, like, barrack storage and, like, weapon storage and, like, I can't get in anymore.
Has he taken it over with your consent? Presumably not.
Well, no, they thought it was abandoned. And I've spoken to the town speaker and they don't really believe me because I just went up and said, thing is, I don't remember much. You know this, right? I don't remember much of my past, but one of the few memories I do have is a voice saying to meet, if I'm ever in trouble, go to, I forgot the name, Elsa, which is Sylvan for the Chuckle Hut.
Incredible.
And I don't know what's in there. What is it? I think it's my house. I think it's a family heirloom. Or like there's something in there that's meant for me, or like a piece of the puzzle of my past. I don't know. Anyway, I spoke to the sheriff, and I said, "Oh, this is my house," and they went, "Well, okay, where are the documents and things?" And I didn't have anything, so they're just like, prove it. You got to prove it. And I was like, I don't have any proof, but I just know. And they said that wasn't enough. So they did say that there were like family insignias around the house. Oh, which is why I'm trying to find the knuckle-headed trout. Because, see, I know my mum or grandmother or auntie or whatever, I saw her. I saw a knuckle-headed trout bite her finger off. And the knuckle-headed trout, it was yellow, had yellow scales and red eyes, and there was a ring on that finger. So if I can find the knuckle-headed trout, I can find the ring, because it's just too big for it to shit out, So it's probably still stuck in there. So if we can find the knuckle-headed trout, then we can find the insignia, and then I'll have a house, and then maybe I'll figure out who the hell I am.
That was so much information at once. This makes so much sense in terms of your fixation on the fish around. And you read my mind, read the ring. I just assumed the fish would shit it out. So that's great to know that it was too big for that. Okay, well, yeah, let's. I mean, I really want to see if we can try and help you get your home back. Um,
Well, I think it's my home. I'm pretty sure it's my home.
Pignut,
Hello?
Do you remember what happened in this instance? A fish with a finger? What happened?
I just remember we were going fishing. We were on a boat. And I remember, like, her paw just leaning over while we were feeding the fish at the time. And then all of a sudden, this massive knuckleheaded trout. Sorry, I'm just it's all coming back to me. I'm losing the words. Just jumped out, and while she had food in her hand, and I think it just sort of mistook her paw for food. I don't remember her screaming or crying. She must have been so brave to have a finger just like lopped off like that.
Was she like you in the
I think so. We had similar hands.
department?
In the what department?
The undeadness department.
I don't think so.
It,
But then
have
I only
you-
saw her hand.
Have you seen your? Would you recognise your family insignia in the house?
Mm.
Could you draw it now?
I don't know, DM. Would I remember like the specifics of it?
Could you roll me a history check?
can I be like,
I know you can remember this Pignut.
hold on to him, not look into his eyes. If I didn't have a hood on, I'd be looking in his eyes
I know you can remember.
and cast guidance.
Ooh. 15. And then if I fail, sorry, I just want to feature some traits. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to roll a d6 as well, which is my knowledge from a past life, which I think is an appropriate thing to use.
Cool.
I'm gonna use it once. So I've got 15 plus 2, 17.
17. As you think back, you hear lapping water. And you look down, you can see your feet. And you can see the slats of a jetty that is going out into the cold water, the ocean of moving ice. And there is a bucket next to your feet. And in the bucket, there's like bits of like vegetable scrap, like peeled carrots and like the ends of like the bad ends of potatoes and sort of leaves of things that have maybe wilted a little bit. And a paw goes in and is throwing it into the water. You reach down, you grab some as well. You get on your hands and knees and you're feeding these knuckle-headed trout which are coming out of the water. You hear "be careful" or they're more ferocious than you think. And you feel this hand on your shoulder. And you look up and you can see this fuzzy image of these ears and this bandana. And then a paw comes into view holding the larger chunk of a carrot and reaches down with you. Sort of, if you're going to do it like this. Don't hold it at the very end. Take a bigger piece. And leans down, and that's when you see on the finger a large ring. It's black. It's a black sort of gem. But you can see carved into the top of it is very finely done, and it has quite a almost like floral-like quality of these ocean waves. This skull, which is all decorated like a little bit like the Day of the Dead, that kind of Mexican kind of vibe. Like that's because it's sort of got spirals and dots all over the skull, and then growing out of the top, it's got sprouts, like it's got a garden on its head. And you see this on the signet ring for a flash of a moment when this huge jaw of this yellow-scaled, knuckle-headed trout leaps up out of the water with blood-red eyes and latches onto the hand, and that's when the vision ends.
I do remember. It's like a skull, and it's got like little sprouts of like newly grown plants or vegetables, and then it's got like a wave at the bottom as well. It's on that ring. I should find that ring.
What if we remain undercover and we enter the house under a pretense to have a look around? Undercover.
Well, they know me, so because I've tried many times to sort of break in.
Can we disguise you?
Can you disguise
I can
yourself?
disguise myself. I can. I could be a little yeti again. Do you think that'll make them warm to me?
Maybe choose something that's maybe slightly less combative, a little bit more blending in. You're going for blending in a town environment.
I'm new to this, to this spell. I feel like the vegetable gods have just been blessing me all over.
What about
Okay,
an elf child?
an elf child. I could try. Am I doing it now? What time?
We could be a group of 3 women of different ages. I shall be the old woman. Baskia shall be the younger woman, and you shall be the child woman.
I'll be a child woman. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could do that. I'll do it right now. I'll do in the middle of the street.
How does he look?
Wait,
How do you do it? How does he look? I want to know how he looks.
Like
Baskia will try and give him any kind of cover if he's just going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the child woman.
Roll a stealth check with disadvantage or a deception check straight.
Can my help give him the straight roll?
No. This is you, Baskia,
Oh shit!
because you're
Wait.
trying to hide him. So you
Wait,
can
Can he
so-
roll for how good the disguise is? Because this could be brilliant.
Oh my god, amazing! Wait, what are the 2 options? Sorry.
So you can roll a stealth with disadvantage of you like getting in front of him, hiding him, or you can roll like a persuasion check to like sort of convince people to not look at him.
I'm
If
gonna
you
do
roll
this.
persuasion,
This
can I
is
offer
tricky.
help by going,
What are you looking at?
if anyone looks?
So that will give you an advantage
assistant.
with persuasion.
That probably makes sense. Stealth. Oh god, right? Yeah, if she's doing that, I'm gonna do that.
So
Yeah,
you're
it's
are you doing
-1.
stealth or persuasion?
I'll do persuasion because
Cool.
if Topiary's gonna say that anyway, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll just
And then
see
what are you
happens.
doing like persuasive wise? So she's there like, don't look at this, but like what is the narrative of this persuasion check?
I'm gonna pretend that my child has been caught short and they need a wee, and stop looking at my child when they're trying to have a wee. This happens sometimes. No, I wasn't prepared, but I am a busy mother, and don't judge me.
This is brilliant.
Roll your perception, your persuasion with advantage.
Yeah. Okay, that's a 12. Ooh, and a natural 16. -1 is a 15.
15. Yeah, as you sort of start this sort of charade of I mean, feel free to roleplay this out if you like.
Oh my god, no, don't worry, darling. It's okay. I know Mummy's not cross at you. Thank you for telling me. Okay, we'll just fine. We'll just do it here. It's okay. I know. Don't
You
worry.
not upon the elf child woman interfering baggages. Have you not been in such a position yourself? Judge ye, not the mother.
Like there's a couple going, Rupert, don't look at them, and sort of like ushers them away. And yeah, I'd
Why
say
must you watch the elf child
Yeah.
woman soil the ground?
Yeah, Rupert, leave me alone.
as you cast disguise self on yourself, what do you look like?
Oh my god, he's not gonna know. Like, he's just like it's so instant. He's just gonna look at Granny Topes, and he's just gonna
Baskia.
turn to like a
Ask
little.
him at small.
No, I'm turning into Granny Topes but small. So I'm a small elven woman, but I'm a little bit hunched. I'm using my longbow as a really hot vibrating stick. Sort of like, yeah, like sort of like a few wrinkles in the face, just like really, really, like not. I'm used to like being yeah, like I don't think he's new to this. Like, so he's just going to be like, okay, just be like another. You said like a young woman, so a little young woman. So yeah, he's just going to be like a little miniature version with like a little cloak, yeah, just like a little brown cloak with a little hobbly stick, but just like a little mini me of Topiary, but like elven.
Can it be Topiary but with Baskia's face? Because you haven't seen my face, really. So.
This is true. Okay, yeah.
Show us your
like
face
it.
so that he can do it better.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've got to be related, right?
Behold the elf child woman. Baskia, this is what it would look like if we had a child.
You and our genes, you've created the face only a mother could love, Pignut. That's what you've done there.
Not to clean your room.
Yeah, no, I promise.
So you have the three of you are in disguise. What do you do?
Didn't think further than this bit.
I know, true. We're just having fun. We're playing dress up. Well, we can go see the place. We can go see the Chuckle Hut.
Yes. Let us go. And we
It's just this
shall think
way.
of a reason to enter upon seeing it and watching.
So as you approach the Chuckle Hut, it is there's 2-story building. It's quite wide, all wood. It's got all the corners, and around the door it's got large wooden like pillars as accents, and as you approach you can see carved into them are waves and ships, growing vegetables and flowers, as well as tools for like wood carving, weavers' tools, and various sort of like little trinkets that have sort of look like they're sort of handmade trinkets that are all carved in sort of the accent pieces of the building. All of the curtains are closed, so you can't see into the building, though you do see that there is a fire inside. There's some smoke coming out of the chimney, and at the front there are 2 guards in these blue uniforms, sort of standing as sentries. And as you approach, they sort of straighten up a little bit, looking you over. And the first one, a dwarven woman goes, "Hi there, can I help you?"
Oh, sir, this is
Sir, I'm a woman.
Can we retcon that?
That's the Baskia charm.
Basket arm. I did do that once in real life and I was so mortified. It was like one of the worst things. However, I will say that happens to me quite a lot because of my short hair. So then I feel like maybe it balances out. I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. That's completely my bad.
It's fine. It happens all the time. I mean, gender is a construct, and you were to know.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more.
What?
This is my little one. Their name is Guy, and my this is my mother. We were doing a little family outing. This is a little bit of an odd request, and please do bear with me. Are you a mother yourself? I'm not sure if you are or not.
Is she a mother? Is she a mother? No, I'm not.
That's fine. Great. I love that. To be honest, you've done quite well. It's quite difficult, so enjoy that if for as long as you want that to be what you're doing. I promised this little one, he's a little bit of he's a little nerd and he wants to do some rubbings, and I heard that there were some lovely like
Child is a woman child. Child? My child? Can you not remember your child?
Mom, why did you get... I'm a woman!
Oh, little Guy. Your own mother recognises you not.
Guy needs a wee-wee!
I am so tired. I can't even tell you. But I know that there's some rubbings. Now she needs a wee as well. Please, can you just help me out here? I'm trying my best. I want to give her a good day, and He loves
This
to
is
do
the
rubbings.
worst day ever.
Right, I need a group deception check.
Oh my god.
Woo.
Oh dear.
Got proficiency now in deception, and it's got a plus
God.
0.
Oh god.
Oh, tits, Mickey.
9.
3.
Oh, we're bad. We're bad.
She goes, right. Well, look, I understand. Unfortunately, this is the new barracks in town. And we knew it's been like this for a good number of years. It's not new at all. I don't know why I said that. So it's not for public entrance. However, I'm more than happy. I can take you over to the North Lock now. We can rush you over there. I know the owner. And you will be able to use the facilities there, no problem at all.
Oh no, please, madam, I'm busting. And I'm just going to try and go in. Can I slip past them?
You see, like, there's a gentleman, there's a human male who sort of quickly goes, oh, no, hold on, I'm really sorry, young woman. This is not the place. I am so sorry.
Do it upon the step, little gee, for you have no choice.
I'm going to lift my skirt.
Please, no, please don't wet yourself.
I'm having a squat.
Oh God, what would they do?
So much curry you have eaten last night, and that stew was definitely off that you ate for lunch yesterday.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have given it to you. It's my fault.
She is such a forgetful mother.
As you see the dwarven woman goes, fuck, and will.
In fact,
go
I feel quite ill
pick up-
myself.
I'm gonna just like start to move next to just aim around.
Oh my god.
Will go this way, and we'll open the doors, and we'll start ushering you very quickly into the building.
Where do I go?
As you enter, it's a large sort of common room to begin with lots of doors and things hitting off of that. You can see there is various weaponry and desks set up everywhere. So desks full of paperwork, but sort of also racks of weaponry for easy sort of, so people can easily sort of get a hold if anything happens. So the town guard can grab stuff if something should happen. And the woman takes a sharp left. And there's a few people in the room already sort of look up and say, oh, you're not. And it's like, she's like, it's an emergency. There's an emergency. And we'll take you immediately to the left where there's a door. We'll open the door and there's a hallway and sort of ushers you all in and sort of says, the room at the end. And we'll sort of point you towards the end door of this corridor.
Like shimmy them both along, like, come on, you two.
And yeah, you open it and you find yourself standing in a small like latrine. Like latrine, is that what I mean? It's like a room with some like benches and holes in them, which goes into so people can use the bathroom.
How many doors were there along the corridor, or were there any other doors?
So this seems to go down. Yeah, there was like a door on either. Actually, no, with the way the building. So there was a door at the end of the corridor, and then one other door that seems to go into another room on this corridor. And in the main chamber, there were several doors. There were stairs that go up to the second level.
Okay, so before we get to the latrine, I'm just going to listen at that door and
so
can I hear anyone?
She's in the corridor. She's like ushering you. She's like that room there, that room down at the end.
Sort of shifty down.
Yeah. And as you all sort of enter the latrine and close the door, what do you do? And you hear from the other door. She's just like, take your time. I'll meet you out here when you're done. It'll be okay.
Excellent. Now for part B of the plan.
Oh, I'm just going to take a moment and think of all the times I probably used this latrine.
Does it seem familiar? Let us sit you upon the latrine, Pignut, and see if it
Okay.
regardeth any memories, and I will place him upon the latrine.
Do I recall anything?
Roll a history check.
7.
7. You have relieved yourself in many a place, and this seems like it could have been one of them.
Is there a window in here?
No, unfortunately.
And there's only one door, or then
Yeah, it's one door sort of in and out.
Okay. I'm wondering if anyone can like go invisible, or
I just found a potion of invisibility. I can go, actually. Oh, look, I'm going to go into the shadows. Whee! You can't see me now. Completely invisible.
It's actually very, very
There's
good.
like one dark corner of this bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make disgusting sounds.
Oh, God.
roll me a just roll me a wisdom check
Oh,
to see how good these noises are.
13.
13. Yeah, you hear from the other side when you make these noises, you hear, "Oh God," and you hear a door close, like she's gone out of the hallway and back into the main room.
Okay, now I'm going to go listen at that door.
Cool. So you reopen the door to the bathroom, you look, the corridor's empty. There's the door at the end, which will go into the main chamber where you first entered, and there's this door on one side. You listen, roll a perception check.
Gonna be bad. Oh, she won't be. 18. Wow.
18.
Perception's right.
You hear some a couple of people discussing, like, did you just hear that? Yeah, it sounds like someone's shitting themselves around the corner. And it's like, yeah, did you hear Emra? I think that was Emra. Did you just bring in someone to use our bathroom? It's like, and sort of like this discussion of who's using the latrine next door.
So there are people in that room.
Shit. What now?
Is there anything like on the walls of the hall? Like, is there anything like?
Yeah, you can see. Roll me a perception check.
And can Pignut start to look for, like, because he's certain that there's like a secret door or a secret something that he's supposed to find. He doesn't know why he's come back here, so I think he's just going to start rooting around for.
Perfect. You can roll me an investigation or a perception check for that.
8 for perception.
8. Yeah, it's got. You can kind of see into the what are they called, like the bits at the top of the walls and the bottom, like the skirting and stuff, like they're all carved in like waves, and you can see more of this iconography throughout. There's sconces on the wall which have torches in it, which is lighting this place. You can see that, and you get the sense that you're in a sleeping quarters, so this is the bathroom for the sleeping quarters, and probably on the other side of that room and probably where people were probably sleeping, or there's probably bunk beds and that sort of vibe. And then Pignut.
I rolled an 8.
An 8. Yeah, same sort of things, like where would a secret door or a place be? Maybe a bathroom, maybe in a bed chamber, maybe in this hallway, but you can't find it.
I know. I'm going to ritual cast detect magic. So it's going to take. No, I can. I'm going to. I'm going to cast it, and I'm going to walk up and down around the bathroom and the hallway.
Just as an action, not taking 10 minutes.
No.
Okay,
It
cool.
lasts for 10 minutes, I think. Or does it? Yes, it lasts for 10 minutes.
So as you walk around, would there be anything magical here? I think you get the sense there's some magic coming from the main chamber. but nothing in this hallway or in this area that you can see.
And the main chamber's where we walked through, and there were people in there.
Yeah.
Go back in and just make a nuisance of ourselves in there.
I don't know.
We could. Shall I just run in there?
You hear...
Tag you're it.
No.
Or say that the toilet's all full and we need another one.
Genius.
As you say this, you hear what did I just say her name was?
Imra.
Emra, that's right. You hear a voice. Emra, why are you hear this in the main room. Emra, why are you not at your post? And you hear, oh, well, there was a child who was about to shit themselves, sir. And you hear, okay. And you hear the voice of the sheriff of Markham Southwell on the other side of the door, having a chat with Imra about why she's not at her post.
I have not. I need to get the accent. Hold on. Very, very wise.
My dear, Baskia, you could use your charm to charm the sheriff and to give us the tour.
Okay. Let's
But I am a crone, and this is a woman child.
What is
And I'm a woman child crone.
But you, Baskia, do the sweet talk.
You hear,
Go. Let's give it a
hello, are you all right? I'm coming down.
Oh my goodness.
As the,
That
the door opens and you see Emra standing there. Ah, you're all finished.
that is I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Right, follow me. We'll
This
see
place is amazing. This has been the highlight of the trip so far. Everything else we did was really, really boring.
Never have I seen such fancifulness in my years, and not many years left for me. If only I could see more. And what a handsome man that is. Who is this?
I aim towards the sheriff.
Emra looks over her shoulder and goes, that Sheriff Markham, he's the sheriff.
Malcolm.
He's
Is it Malcolm?
Markham.
Markham.
He's my boss. So I'd really appreciate it if you, just.
Could we not meet him for my daughter
Baskia
here? She is
falls on
single.
Emra and cries. Just starts crying. And is just almost hanging off her,
okay.
a woman that's just at the end of her tether from this hideous crone mother and this ungrateful I love you, a grateful child Guy, who she wishes she
so lonely she has been since the loss of her husband. Such a terrible accident.
and
I've always wanted a father.
and then hoping that Topiary will then use that to go and do whatever she was about to go and do with the sheriff.
So Emra's like, there. It's okay.
Started the conversation, so I was like, okay. So I'm trying to keep her attention on me.
Okay.
Sheriff.
As you sort of
introduce-
walk past, he's looking at some paperwork, and he sort of turns and he goes, hello.
What a
Yes.
wonderful encounter to meet such a prestigious man. May I introduce you to my daughter?
The one who is in tears, crying.
Oh, yes,
On-
so lonely she is. She loves the soldier, she does.
I see.
I'm gonna just try and hold his hand a little bit and pull him out.
As you're sort of saying, pulling, he's holding Sid fast, and he looks at you and he goes, I'm sorry, what are your intentions here?
Why, to introduce you to my daughter.
Are you trying to set me up with your daughter?
No husband has she. Do you have a wife?
And I'll whip round and dry my eyes, which didn't have any tears on anyway.
And can I
but
use
dry them? Go on.
Thaumaturgy to be like,
Yeah, and I'll try and whip my hair round. So
a waft
and then
of
I'm
perfume. A waft of perfume. Yeah.
Right. Could I once again get deception checks from all three of you?
All three.
All three.
Can I, during that point,
Yeah.
can I at one point try and sneak away up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll get a
good
stealth
idea.
check from you then.
You
High
should get
DC because
advantage,
there are
because
people in this room. It is
We're
light.
distracting.
Yes, still a high
Okay.
DC.
Distracting.
What was it again?
Deception.
Deception. Okay.
Deception.
8. And Baskia?
It is -1, right? Yes, 15.
15. Markham walks over and goes, I've completely forgotten his voice. Was it? Yeah. Anyway, he goes, okay. He sort of lets you drag him over to Imra and Baskia and says, right, I don't know. Hello. Hi. I am
Hello.
Markham Southwall, the sheriff here. It is lovely.
Yes, you are.
It is lovely to meet you. Welcome to Bryn Shander. Are you new here? Is this your first time here?
I've been trying to entertain my child and my mother, both of whom are, as you can probably tell, quite a handful. And you know, I am quite a long time widowed. I honestly think he died just to spite me and get away from
Talk about the ex.
these guys.
I'm just gonna scoot, like hold Emra's hand and be like,
Let us leave them to it.
As you start pulling away, and Emra sort of starts following, like just completely bewildered. The sheriff goes, Emra, stay where you are, please. Can I get, what was your stealth check, Pignut?
It was a natural one.
As
Leo
she
child.
says this, he sees you, Pignut. You're sort of rounding around, maybe making for the stairs or making further into the
Yeah.
room. And he says, well, it is charming to meet you both, but I would, if I were you, I would keep eyes on your child, who is currently running amok here. I am...
You're it! And I'm going to keep running up the stairs.
Gee, for God's sake! And I'm going to follow him.
Oh, the trouble is you've made
He-
a game of it now. We'll never catch her.
He grabs you, Baskia, and says, Emra the child. And Emra will start going out. If
Do I
you
have
want
a
to try and...
chance to-
yeah, you
yeah.
can make... he'll make an attack roll.
attack.
Well, like to grab you.
To grapple.
Okay.
That's going to be a 20. Dirty.
Can I use?
me,
Wait,
it's
can
like
I
a
use my
seven.
a mind power thing from the item I have? And I'm gonna say to Baskia in her head,
Kiss him.
She will. Oh my God, this is fucking horrifying. She will try.
no pressure.
I know, right? She will try and get out of. She obviously fails. He grabs her, and then maybe she's not going to kiss him. She'll faint. She'll faint into his arms and hope that he catches her.
Okay, grabs her and goes, Emra, the child, as she holds you. And Pignut, you're running up the stairs. Can I get
I'm
like an
running.
acrobatics check?
Yep. I'm not going to use that.
See how she swoons in your arms, for you are so handsome.
15.
Let's just see. Emra, does she catch you? That's a 7. So as you run up the stairs, there's several doors up there that go into other places. Is there anywhere you're trying to like go specifically, or anything you're looking out for?
I'll go to a door that doesn't have a light on underneath. If you can see through the cracks, I want to go to a
make
dark
me
room.
a perception check.
Sorry for coercing you, Sarah.
19.
Alright.
19.
Later.
Yeah, at the top of the stairs, you see there's a big ornate door with a bright light under it, but you sort of go, oh, not that one. And you turn to the left, and there's one next to it with which is dark.
I'm going to quickly get in and then shut the door.
Yeah, as you run and you shut the door, are you trying like, you hear Emra saying, wait, no, you can't, and we'll try and open the door.
Oh shit! Okay. Is there any like dark places that I can hide?
This is a pitch
Become
black room.
Yes, but I've got dark vision.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
He's a ranger. He's got.
Yeah,
he's got,
this
he's got
is
that
as you
vision.
look in. As you look into this room, this is like a stationary kind of cupboard. There's a door in, and then there's a door to the right as well, which seems to lead to
I'll go through
another
the other
place. You do see light coming from that under that door.
Oh, is there anybody talking in there?
As you go, so you can either try and hide at this point in this room. There's like shelves and places you could probably sneak into. They're definitely possible
Okay.
to hide in here.
I'm gonna Can I open the door, but not go through it and then hide in the darkness
As in, open the door into the other room.
into the other room? So it
Yeah.
looks like I've gone through there, but then
Okay.
actually I'm just.
So as you open the door, light floods the room. You maybe get behind the door. You hear a voice saying, yes. As you duck behind the door, roll a stealth check.
Come on, Pignut. Oh God, 9.
9. So this will be because you are technically invisible because you are in darkness behind this door.
Oh yeah.
So,
Do I get advantage?
I think this is happening so quickly. This is not a good hide.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But Emra will throw open the other door, and rolls a natural 20.
Oh.
And will say, as you hear this woman say yes from the other chamber, you hear Emra say, nothing, Speaker Devessa. Don't worry, just grabbing a few things for the sheriff, and we'll close that door, see you, and grab you by the shoulder, and start to pull you out of the room.
Oh, you found me! You're very good at this
found
game.
You need to get out of here now. I am Oh, children, this is why I have...
Can I try and grab something from the stationery cupboard?
Yeah, make a sleight of hand.
Come on, dice. I'm not going to use you either. My last D20. 15?
Dean. Yeah, this is like
A weapon?
stationary cupboard.
Oh,
Really
okay.
sharp.
Stationary cupboard, but it also does have like some files and stuff which have been sort of stored away. So I'll say you do manage to grab what looks to be like a letter.
Great.
So you snatch that.
What was the name of the person that Emma said? What was it, Professor? What?
Speaker Devessa.
Speaker Devessa.
Oh, Speaker Devessa.
And drags you back down the stairs, to which Sheriff Markham is holding Baskia in his arms, with one hand, I think, on Topiary as well. And as sees you, says, very sternly, let me just check something. Says, thank you all for coming to visit us at Elsa, the barracks of town. I hope you have enjoyed your time here, but do know that next time you decide to have an impromptu visit, you will be thrown into the jails. All
Is that
right?
you inviting us here again? Are
No.
you? Perhaps for a second date?
If you would like to spend the evening within
With
a cell,
you?
then
Not
yes.
I, my daughter. She is much younger.
Oh my God, Mother, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God, Guy, come along, Guy. We're leaving now. If you've embarrassed me, don't you think you've embarrassed me enough?
Yeah, let's
Come along,
shuffle out.
Mother. Yeah,
I know, and we'll be eventually.
As Emra
He's very
will like
stern.
the other door, the human will open the door who stood inside at this point, and you all sort of get ushered out. And as the doors close, you see the sheriff, dark eyes staring out at you, just shaking his head in disbelief and frustration. As the doors close, you hear Emra turn to the human and says, "We're definitely not having kids now. as you are back in the
Yeah.
town square.
Excuse me.
Can't believe that worked.
We'll keep walking until we're away from that.
Yes, let's get far away to an alleyway or something where we can have a secret conversation.
Unheard by anybody.
Yes.
Yeah, Pignut, you should go back into the thing. Can we not do that again?
Don't you
That
like me as
was
Gee?
horrendous.
Don't you like Gee?
You were the most beautiful little gee I have ever seen, Pignut, but I do love you even more. You are perfect as you are as Pignut.
I'm a pretty Gee and a pretty Pignut.
You are the prettiest gee.
So you find an alley.
Oh dear. Yes, we find Allie, and I will go into the shadows and go back to my pretty Pignut self, and I want to have a look at the letter.
Yeah, as you pour over the letter, it's a letter by a tavern keeper in from Goodmead, which is a town further along in the other direction of 10 towns that you've been traveling. And it speaks of it is my unfortunate duty that I have to report that Speaker Kendrick has died. A giant from the woods surrounding Goodmead tore him in half. I bring further unfortunate news that this giant seems to have a taste for honey mead and is stealing multiple barrels of mead every day. Soon we are to run out. Please advise.
Does this have a
I'll
date
pass
on
this
it?
over to other people.
Does it have a
People
date
of good
on
meat
it?
seem to have an alcohol problem.
It's relatively recent, like let's say within the last few weeks.
That means the speaker is then pretty new. Seems like there's a lot of changes happening in this town quite quickly.
Lots of speakers are dying. Why would you want to be a speaker now?
This is just to clarify. This is a speaker from Goodmead, an adjacent town.
Cool.
Is it signed with a name? Or
Yes, the letter is signed by Roma, Tavern Keep of the Mead Hall.
We should maybe look to stay here tonight.
The alleyway.
No, not the alleyway. But we should maybe go find the inn or the tavern. Maybe we'll be able to talk to people and find new games, or speak to other people. Would you do you know what the because you've been here before, right? Do you know where the sort of most likely inn would be?
Yeah, follow me.
Great.
And you take everyone to a rowdy tavern called the Northlook, which is one of the best taverns in town and best inns. It's where a lot of people gather to swap rumors and stories and information. People are rowdy and they're loud and they have a good time. It's, despite the number of people, it's almost it's a good place to get lost in, to sort of go a bit incognito because there are so many people. And you've not been here before, Pignut, but you do know of it. It's like the one tavern that everyone knows. It is it's a pretty well-off tavern. It's well looked after. And as you open the door, there's a warm hearth, a fire going, there's mead flowing, there's rowdy people talking, there's a band playing in one corner with people dancing, there's a long sort of bar with a burly sort of barkeep behind there chatting with some of the customers. Yeah, as you walk in, you can see there's a second level with rooms, and as Baskia and Topiary, you sort of walk in and you start to find a place to go. Pignut, I would say you are frozen to the spot with something that you see above the fireplace. A large, yellow-scaled, knucklehead trout with red eyes is stuffed and mounted on the wall above the fireplace. In a little plaque beneath it, it says Old Bitey.
Oh, Bitey. I knew it would have a little shitter of a name like that. I'm going to go run right up to it and try and wrench it off the wall.
As you run up to it, and it's quite high, so it's probably just out of your reach, but as you get right up to it and you're leaping to grab it, the head of the fish turns and looks out and goes, "There's a place that I like to go, further up the river flow. Where it is, I just don't know, but it must be under the snow. There's a place I like to go, further up the river flow. Where it is, I just don't know, must be under all that snow. There's a place I like." And it goes over and over.
I'm going to punch it!
Wait, can we hear this too?
Everyone has stopped and is
Oh my
now
God.
looking. There's some chuckles and there's some laughter. And as you kind of leaping up and trying to punch it, there's a big thump as the burly man behind the bar roars across the crowd, "Don't you dare touch my fish!"
I'm going to head him off. If he runs towards Pignut, I'm going to try and head him off.
Yeah, he'll leap down and start sort of getting his way through the crowd, and you get in front of him. Roll me an athletics check as you try and get in his way to stop him from moving.
I would just like to also on the down low, if Baskia fails, to be ready to just shove myself I'm just walking past, but just shove my baggage in his way.
Package. Ooh, 14. I'm in.
14. I think he's rolled an 18. Fuck. As he blunders past you, Topiary, if you want to sort of intercept as well.
I just want to be like, "Oh, I'm a little old lady." I just kind of he's going to run into me like, "Oh, you ran into me." Grab him.
Okay, so I need an athletics check from you.
Come on, Topes.
Ooh, not as good.
19.
So you sort of grab him, and he sort of
I'd like to just take him down if possible.
You want to take him down? Yeah. You hit the deck, and as he hits the deck, there's sort of some cheers from the crowd. Someone goes, "Scramsack's been taken down by an old lady." And there's more cheers. The fish is still going, "There's a place I like to go, further up the river flow. Where it is, I just don't know. Maybe under all that snow." As you are punching this fish, there is chaos in the tavern. And
Can I rip it off the wall? Or are we going to stop there? God
no,
damn it!
All right, no, we'll do it. Roll me a you're jumping, getting up, so I think this is an athletics check. This is a strength thing to pull it off.
Okay. Natural 1.
I'm going to get rid of your dice. I'm going to come.
All of them
Every
today.
Single one. We're going to go shopping. and
You
go
leap
ones.
up, and as it sings, you leap up and you manage to grab it and start, maybe your feet get up onto the wall and you're holding it and trying to yank this thing off the thing. As its head is flipping around, "There's a place I like to go." Your hand sort of slips into its mouth as it starts going, "Where is it? As your hand is in there, your other hand with the natural one you lose. It bites down on your hand, and you are now flailing around in the air.
Can I go?
No, you can't, because that is the end. That is where we're ending.
That's the end of the campaign. End of the whole series.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
What a chaotic episode!
Absolute
chaos!
What was the name they shouted out that his name was?
Scramsacks.
Scramsack.
And is he human?
Yeah, he looks like a human. Yeah. He's got a bit of muscle on him.
He's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love this. This is Barnaby.
Very good.
Beautiful
Bravo.
episode.
Thank you.
I was not expecting that at all. Right under my nose the whole time. I've been travelling all bloody 10 towns looking for this fish.
I love that everyone is like, it's like the most British thing. Like, you know, when people hear all the glasses, someone drops the glasses and everyone goes, hey, that's kind of how I remember. That's how I imagine the crowd are.
This is the fantasy version. When a fish starts
like,
singing, someone starts to punch a fish.
Yeah, so annoying.
The kind of place I hope, like, where a big fight would break out, but then everyone would be cool. Like, it would just be a laugh.
Totally that vibe. Totally that vibe.
I'm loving it. I'm loving this, but I want to live here.
Thank you everyone for watching. I don't know if I do an ending at each one, but we are now. We are this time. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time to find out, is the ring in the fish? Will the I've not done this before. Will Scrimshack
Baskia find true love?
Baskia find
She's
true
found
love.
true love.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Trix walks in the tavern.
I heard you were doing something with the marshal of this town.
Did
She's
someone
Irish.
say gee? I'm stopping recording.